And now we're back in the test rep and looking at the general tab. Here you can see the just general information about the member, the contact name, some different phone numbers, address, email, etc. As you can see, a lot of these things I haven't bothered to fill in for the test rep, but they'll be filled in for other members. And here's where you can make these changes if you need to. If a member calls up and says, hey, I have a new phone number, or hey, I've got a new email address, you can make these changes here. You also want to be sure, though, when I show you about the rep in the rep tab, to make any necessary changes that you need to make there. And here from this tab you can actually email a member, but that's something that in general you're going to do from the rep tab. At least I do. So I'm going to show you about that when we get to the rep tab, and we're going to move on to the rep tab right now. So now we have moved on to the rep tab, and let's just have a little global look at things here. Here we can see where we've got our reps here, the reps for that company. And this little drop down list here shows you the personal information for that particular rep. And the other thing we'll be looking at here is group participation. This is where you can add people to different groups and committees. Now let's have a closer look at all this stuff. So here we can see the different reps that the test member has. Test rep 1, test rep 2, test rep 3. Whichever one is yellow is the one that's active. So down here where it says personal information, we're looking at the personal information right now for test rep 2. But we can change that. Just click on test rep 1. And now we're looking at test rep 1. So let's say your member calls up and says, hey, I've got a new sales manager. I'd like them to get emails from you guys. So we need to add them as a rep. And we'll just add test. First name and last name. Anything in red, of course, has to be filled out. Test rep 4. Test rep 4 is going to be male. You can change their contact preference. And I won't bother to put in an email for test rep 4. Just save and exit. And now we see test rep 4. So let's say we have to email one of these guys. You just have to email test rep 1. All you have to do is just click on him so he's in yellow, and then click on where it says send email, email with Chambermaster. This comes up. So not much explanation needed there. I'm going to close that out. But if you need to email more than one, like let's say test rep 1 and test rep 2, just check both of them and then do click email or send email, email with Chambermaster. And here is our email. Fill out a subject, of course. I don't need to tell you how to do this. Just click send email now or send email later. You can do that. You probably wouldn't do that very often, but let's say you want to get this ready to go, but you don't want it to go until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can click here and fill out those options, but I'm not going to go over those. I'm just going to send the email now. And there it goes. So, the other thing that we need to talk about here is the group participation, and this is by rep. So if you're going to add a rep to a group, make sure you're on the right one, that they're highlighted in yellow. Right now we're in test rep 1. And let's say test rep 1 needs to join the board of directors. Let's say they have just been elected to the board of directors. Click on that. You need to click this little arrow so it moves it over here. Okay, and then click continue. And when we scroll down, we'll see now they're in the board of directors. And a couple weeks later, let's say they call up and be like, oh, I can't be on the board of directors anymore. You can delete them. All you have to do is check this box and then delete from selected groups. Click OK. And now they are gone. So that's all we need to talk about in the rep tab, and now we're going to move on to the web tab.